Hi, I'm James, the founder of Lupine Racing, and in this video we're going to answer some of your most common questions about the races, but if we don't answer something you want to know, just pop us an email and we'll get back to you. So in basic terms, a Lupine race is a public transport race between a start line and a finish line that you know ahead of time. There'll be a bunch of mystery checkpoints that you find out in our race packs on the start line. So before we set up Lupine Racing, in our sister company, Lupine Travel, I have a background as a group tour leader, and I've also done a lot of independent travel myself. And what's been beautiful about these events is how they bring together the best of both of those sorts of travel. So you're traveling independently during the event, but there's also a group of people around you supporting you, sharing the same experience in the chats and at the party at the end. We have kind of two policies. There's your long distance travel between the checkpoint cities where you're pretty much limited to trains and coaches and long distance buses. And then there's a separate set of rules for what's allowed within cities. And you can almost do anything within cities because some people run between checkpoints, some people take taxis. It's a lot more looser there. We get a really broad spectrum of people doing it. On our summer events, there's families with their kids down to the age of about 11. We've had people up into their late 70s and I think 80 do some of the events. You get couples coming as a pair, people entering solo. It's really a mix. Being a UK founded business, it's mostly people from the UK, but increasingly we're getting people from Western Europe, USA, Canada, some entrants even from India and Australia and New Zealand. So it's a real mix. So within each race, there'll be a set of mystery checkpoints which you find out on the start line. There's usually some degrees of optionality that you can take different possible routes. And in each checkpoint town or city, we usually have one or maybe two tasks that you need to do, kind of visiting a famous attraction or getting a photo of something quirky, just so that even if you're only there for an hour or two, you've seen something worth visiting. The race is really what you make of it. There are some really competitive people, and if you want to win one of the big categories like the fastest finisher or the most countries, it's really competitive. It's quite a challenge to get there. But then conversely, there's a good number of people, 75% or so, who are just there for the mystery adventure, kind of traveling as slow as the time limit of the race will allow. So it's really up to you how competitive you want to make it. So the amount of planning, you're sort of limited by the format of the event. So because you don't know where the checkpoints are, you don't really plan ahead too much. But some people, they put their homework in and study the major transport corridors across Europe. But other people really just do it for the spontaneity, especially those looking more for the adventure than to try and win the thing. They revel in not being able to plan ahead. So something we try and work into the events is what, like hidden gems, because quite a few of the people doing the events, they may have already traveled in, let's say, Europe fairly extensively. So if all of the checkpoints were in Paris, Berlin, Munich, odds are you might have already been there. So we try to find little towns along the way that are really worth visiting, but you're less likely to have been to before. So over our 3 years of running the events, we've modified and built out a custom set of rules. And a lot of this is to create like a level playing field. So it's not advantageous to be younger or stronger, or we try to make the events as accessible as possible. And also buried within the rules is a lot of safeguarding features. So for example, we ban hitchhiking, we allow taxis within city centres, especially if people are travelling at night, and various other things that like promote safety and a level playing field. And our race event team are available 24/7 by WhatsApp, email and phone if needed. So like anything in life, returners who've got a bit more experience do generally seem to have a bit of an advantage. They sort of know what they're getting into. They've seen all the different strategies before, but we have had first timers win categories of the race. The finish line is such a great thing. It's people rooting for each other at the awards party, people rooting for the wooden spoon, the person comes last who just about made it in time. It's competitive to an extent for some people, but it's also so collaborative and supportive. The chat group's full of people advising people who are struggling, and it's just such a celebratory thing at the end. We've had people make great lasting friendships during the events, and the community is what people really keep coming back for. People have found like-minded people who either love public transport, love spontaneity, love the challenge. They've gained confidence from doing the events. It's a million different things. If you're nervous and you're thinking about entering your first event, there's no real need to be. There's a lot of breathing room. So some people, they'll start out racing and within half a day they realise it's not for them, or then everyone else is already too far ahead. There's breathing room in the events, and a lot of people then switch to just enjoying themselves. In the mid-race chat groups, a lot of people will be just sharing travel tips. Maybe not the people at the front who are keeping their cards close to their chest, but everyone else is helping each other out, and our team is always there to help you out as well if you really need it. I hope that's been helpful. If you got any questions that we haven't answered, pop them in the comments below, and yeah, we hope to see you at an event soon.